Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of the Mannschrecks.
It's commentary on Christian life and culture from a pastor's wife and her sidekick.
That's me.
I'm your favorite host, Sara Mannschrecks.
And I'm that other one, JJ Mannschreck. And today is a very special holiday episode of the Mannschrecks. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This episode's going to come out the day after Thanksgiving. Obviously, we're recording before Thanksgiving, but we're super busy before Thanksgiving too.
Yeah.
And so what this is today is going to be like a super chill, no prep pod. That's what I'm calling it. We don't have any stories. We don't have any games or none of our usual stuff. We're just going to riff on a topic and just kind of see how that goes, you know? Because we're busy and we know you're not here for the professionalism.
I am. I don't know about you. There's no professionalism here.
All right, so let's talk holidays. And I figure this episode's coming out on Black Friday, so let's start with Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and then we can talk about all the upcoming. I mean, it's just we're about to enter into like the insanity,
the
right?
Holidays. Yeah, true.
Yeah. So, talk to me about Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Whatever you want. This is a no prep pod. I got nothing. I've prepared nothing.
Well, most people get their undies in a bundle over celebrating Christmas before Thanksgiving, but I personally have been enjoying some nice piano melodic holiday tunes, you know, here and there.
It's true.
Pre-Thanksgiving, but I don't know. We've always celebrated Thanksgiving, not in like any kind of overblown way, but I know my family for years always did, you know, family gatherings where we just enjoy time together and have a meal. And this year we're going to celebrate with your family. So yeah, just kind of taking it easy.
It's kind of the married couple's way, right? You do the rotation. You go to one side, then you go to the other side. Pandemic messed it up though, because 2 years ago, so we haven't been to my family's in like 4 years, right? Like, because we did.
Yeah, that's true.
Your family last year, and then the year before that, nothing. The year before that, nothing. So yeah, it's been a while.
It's true, yeah, because all the just rotation got messed up from 2020. So
I love, like, growing up. We always went to my great aunt's house, and there was always way too much food. It was just like mountainous buffet style. That's how we did it. You know, you could eat as much as you want, and then you'd eat even more, and then all the kids would have eaten so much that we just kind of laid around, like we didn't want to do anything, and there was usually some kind of a football game.
Oh yeah, we always watched the Lions game.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't even watching as a kid.
I remember going to my aunt and uncle's house and like my uncle like trying to get it to come in clear on the TV, and I was like, why is this so fuzzy?
You just did the antenna
I did. Those gravitors weren't functioning correctly, but
children are not going to understand that at all.
I don't even think I really understood it, and this was the 90s.
Wow.
But yeah, I remember going to my aunt and uncle's and we watched the Lions game and all get together, and it's been years since we all got together like that. I think now even my mom's family just celebrates kind of in little groups, you know, with whoever's available.
For sure.
But
and I do think the pandemic like threw a bunch of people for a loop. It was just kind of like
totally
whatevs, you know. Now, did you guys ever do Black Friday? Is that your family?
Growing up, when I was younger, yes, it was a big deal, and I don't really know why. I think here's the thing. There were a couple years, some really crazy years, where stores not only had like really good sales, but they would do like free giveaways, like freebie things.
Nice.
For the first like 150 or 200 guests, we would give away this. And I remember a couple years, there was like JCPenney would do this thing where you would go in and they'd give you like a candy bar. And on
nice.
So it was like a chocolate candy bar, but the wrapper, like you'd unwrap it and inside would be like different discount values. So like
like a golden ticket kind of thing,
almost like something like that. So you'd go in and then there'd be like a, you know, you get an extra like 25% off your order, or like the coveted ones were like, it was like you would get like 80% off. And then another year there was another store that did like these little miniature snow globes, like you got with these, and my mom was like, let's get one for all of us, but it was only for like, you're only the person going in. It wasn't like you can have as many as you want. Each person gets one. So like my mom would take like me and my sister in and my brother, and then we'd like go to a different one and get like a different. I'm like, this is weird. Why are we doing this? It's totally pointless. It's free. Just take it. I didn't really ever get super into Black Friday shopping. I remember being very overwhelmed with Black Friday shopping because I was like in high school, I was so tired.
Yeah.
You
Did
just
guys ever
celebrated a holiday the day before.
Like early?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I remember some Black Fridays where we'd be up, like, my mom would be like out the door at 5. But this was back when stores were like just opening at 5 or opening at 6. Now, this was before stores started opening on Thursday, like Thursday night, where they were like Thanksgiving night shopping. And it's like, I don't know. We just had a big family celebration. I'm not into that.
Nope.
And growing up, I always did it because like my mom and my aunts would go shopping or whatever.
Sure. Yep.
I do not like shopping like that. It stresses me out. And as I get older, I've realized, like, I don't actually really enjoy shopping that much. If I know what I want, I want to be able to go and get it and find it. But I also don't like shopping at big box stores. Like, it's just not really something I enjoy anymore. It's just the whole consumer mentality really bums me out. So if I can find it from, like, a local person who makes it, or, you know, I can buy it at a store that's local, that is just having normal hours, and maybe they're running a great sale or something. Yeah. But I'm not going to go out in the madness of Black Friday. It gives me anxiety just thinking about it now.
See, and I never did Black Friday. Like, I was like unaware of it.
And you're a better person for it.
Like, I was unaware of it growing up. Like, it was just not a thing. And I wonder, like, maybe my parents went, like my mom, maybe she did some Christmas shopping or something.
I doubt it. Your mom does not seem like a Black Friday
shopper.
No,
like, really, totally that was just wasn't our vibe at all. I mean, and my family has 3 boys and 1 girl, so, like... And I don't know if it's just like it sounds like with your aunt and your mom, it was like a girls' day out sort of thing, and
it was like a morning thing. My dad never went. I know when we were getting like a little bit older, sometimes it wasn't even necessarily like the Black Friday sales. Like sometimes we went for stuff. It wasn't even necessarily to buy gifts for people. It was like, oh my gosh, there's an awesome discount on a TV. Like, I remember this one year my brother was like, do you remember when the Wii came out? It was like the it thing.
Nice.
My brother went to like 3 different Meijers because they had a great sale on it. And he like finally found one. And I mean, at that point, you're like waiting in line and it's all the way to the back of the store. And I remember like we took turns waiting in line with him. It was just... It's ridiculous, but yeah, the gifts or the things that we would buy on Black Friday were almost never gifts. It was almost always stuff for ourselves or something like that was a great deal. Like you'd go to Best Buy and they'd have like dollar DVDs.
I think when we first got married, didn't we do that when we were like looking for a TV or a computer? We
got a printer.
Yeah, that's right.
We went out Black Friday shopping because we went to my family's Thanksgiving celebration, and then we got a printer.
It wasn't for other people. It was like, no this is just. It was just a
really good deal on a printer, which is now sitting in the basement collecting dust because you know how long printers last. But
and also the modern world, who uses a printer?
Oh my gosh! But yes, we have done that before. But I don't.
Yeah.
I never really saw the point of it because it's just like, why would I? It's Christmas time and there's Black Friday sales, but no one's buying things for other people. They're all buying stuff for themselves.
Did I buy my guitar with a Black Friday sale?
I don't remember.
I feel like I bought the guitar I have now, the new one. Well, it's old now, but I got it when I bought it. I remember it being very discounted. And I was super excited because it was a little nicer than I was expecting to get.
10, 11 years ago, you bought that thing.
Was it really that?
Yeah. It was like
the
first year we were married because we were living in Chicago.
I guess it's time for me to go buy another one.
Need to update.
Oh, man. No, so yeah, I just never... It was not a thing. And I gotta say, pieces of it... My gut just has this, like, strong reaction against the whole... It's like, yay, look how thankful we are, followed by a day of just total, absolute gluttony.
Well, and as a kid, I guess I used to get, like, so into the hype. Like, not necessarily because I was even thinking about it as, like, such a consumer thing, but, like, it was exciting. Like, there was so much excitement. Like, there's that rush of the holidays. It's like, it's Thanksgiving, and everybody's all excited and anticipating for Thanksgiving. And then it was like, immediately the day after Thanksgiving, you flip that switch and it's like holiday, like Christmas time.
Bam.
And I love Christmas time. And as a kid,
what we did.
It was like all compressed. It was like Thanksgiving, and then day after Thanksgiving, you set up for Christmas. And it was like you kick off the Christmas season by Black Friday shopping. And like, I don't actually like Black Friday shopping, but I liked participating with a lot of other people. Like, oh my gosh, this is really fun. This is really exciting. And it just felt festive. Now it just seems stressful. And I don't have any desire to do it. And I will never encourage my kids to do it unless they're like, hey, I'm going to go out. And it's like, that's your choice. You're old enough to do it. Yeah. That's fine.
So we always got... well, and so, like, before I get to the next thing, I always enjoy, like, I like the small business Saturday construct.
I love it.
You know, like I'm not a big fan of Black Friday, but I love supporting local businesses. That is just such a key thing. Small businesses, I really believe, are like, it's going to sound so cheesy, but they're like the backbone of America, you know?
They're
like,
the lifeblood of our communities.
It's awesome. I love when people have a creative idea and they work really hard to make it happen. I love supporting small businesses.
Small businesses are not specific necessarily just to even a community, but like, I mean, their online community with small shops is amazing. I mean, you can support, you know, businesses and small shops and just, you know who it's going to. It's not just, you know, disappearing into the void.
Yes, and I do like the Small Business Saturday. I'm not a fan of the Cyber Monday.
Yeah, I don't ever participate in it, but...
Well, it's too much. It's like we've already dropped a bank.
It's just a way to get those last dollars out of people, and in a frantic way, because everyone has FOMO. Everyone has fear of missing out. You don't want to miss out on a sale, so we better throw all these opportunities at you so that you don't feel like you're left out.
Well, and I feel like, don't they do like other days throughout the year, like Cyber, whatever? It's Prime Day, it's whatever, you know.
Amazon Prime Day used to be like one day a year. Now they do it like 3 or 4 times a year, and it's like, what's the point? I mean, it's just another opportunity for Amazon to like act like they're having huge sales and then just rake in a bunch of money from people.
Yes, and that works very, very well.
It does work well for some people.
Yeah, but the thing we always used to do, we never did Black Friday shopping, but we always went and got our Christmas tree. Yep. That's what we do the day after Thanksgiving, and we love it. We were real Christmas tree people, and so we would drive up. And my parents had this place, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like their favorite place to go. And we always went and got the real tree, you know, strapped it on. We went out, we would like go out and cut it ourselves. Like that you go up to the thing, they give you the saw, and then you trek out amongst the rows of trees, and we have to pick the just right tree. My parents always like a Clark big Griswold fat style. Tree. Clark Griswold style, yep.
Roots and all. No, I'm just kidding. I remember the first time I think it was like the first year we were dating and your family went out to pick their tree out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I get to go with, because growing up we did not get a real tree.
No, that wasn't your thing.
So that was an adventure.
It's funny how much, like, as we got married and we like when we started dating and then we got married, it's like how much I would like insist. I was like, well, we were living.
Well, no, and I really appreciated it. I liked having. Growing up, that was not an experience we had, and I'm not saying like I even want to go out and pick the tree anymore, because those are hard to find.
They are. You
cut farms, and they're often so much more expensive.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But I really do like the idea of like a real living thing in our home, and that smells wonderful.
Oh, they do.
And it's just not quite the same to pull it out of the basement. And I no shame, truly, to those of you those of you who prefer it because it's less messy, it's less wasteful, all this stuff. That is totally fine. I get it. My parents are the same way. In fact, this year my parents even said we're not even setting up a Christmas tree. They're like, we're by ourselves. It's not worth it. Yeah. You know, it's so much work, and you know, we come to celebrate Christmas after Christmas, so it's like not even might as well just celebrate with everyone and open gifts and have fun, but we don't need to set up a tree. That's totally fine. You are allowed to do Christmas however you want to, because everybody knows it's not about the Christmas tree. It's about spending time together, remembering the real reason for the season.
Absolutely.
But I really do like doing the real Christmas tree thing. It's been
well, and I remember fun. Like we got married. It was really impractical for the first few years of our marriage. Do you remember like we were living in like downtown Chicago, and we're like, how do we get a Christmas tree here? And they were so expensive. They had them at the Home Depot.
We paid like $150 from Home Depot.
It was insane. And I was like, this tree's really expensive, but it was so committed to it. And I was like, we gotta have it. And we're driving our little tiny city car with a dead tree up on the roof. And they were like, they were prepackaged. Like,
you couldn't even choose it. You just picked a tree out, like literally picking a candy bar from a box. Like,
so they were live trees, but they were already cut and already wrapped, so you had no idea what it looked like till you got back. But I was still like, we gotta have a real tree, and this is the only place that you can get it.
It was the only place you could get it, unless you went out of the city and found a place or cut
drove
the tree.
For hours,
And at the time, we just didn't have the money or time to do that, in addition to already paying for an expensive tree.
So we did the Home Depot tree, and then when we moved up to the UP, I was like, oh my gosh, like, we have a bigger house, so we could get a bigger tree. It's gonna cost hundreds of dollars. And we go out to the place in the UP, and they're like $20. because the trees are everywhere. They're like, we can barely sell these
Everybody
things.
just looked at us like, dude, why are you buying a tree? We just go out to someone's property and cut some down.
They
And I'm
thought
like,
we were crazy because we were used to Chicago. It's a very much a supply and demand thing with real Christmas trees. The UP was like, it was awesome. They were like, I remember because we were the church we served up in the UP had a giant like 15-foot or 20-foot live Christmas tree, like a real tree up front, and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys probably spend hundreds of dollars on this. And they were like, why would we spend money on a tree? I've got tons on my property. I'll just cut one down. And they rotate who brings it in each year. And it was so, I was like, you mean that thing is free? Like, it was awesome.
That is cool.
Giant Christmas tree that's live every year up in the UP. And it was just, a couple of the guys who owned the land and had a ton of trees, and we're like, no, it's no big deal. We got them everywhere.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but that's a nice tradition. We still do it. We got a nice place. I like the place we have
We'll
here.
go on Friday. We'll go.
Yep.
Well, when this podcast is dropped, we will probably be getting ready to go out and pick out well, maybe not when it drops, but
Yeah, it drops
we'll
at 3 a.m. So
hey, I am ready for Christmas. Don't judge me. No, but we'll go out and pick out our Christmas tree and get all in the holiday spirit.
it's it's going to be a good weekend of all that kind of stuff. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
All right, so I'm watching like our time meter, and it's like I think about halfway through. So we should do time for sponsor of your life.
Oh, okay.
I didn't prep anything. Did you prep anything?
All right, I am. So this past weekend we spent some time visiting family, and we were in Grand Rapids. So just a big, huge shout out to the Grand Rapids Children's Museum, because
It was so much fun.
it has been years since I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I used to babysit and nanny a lot for people, and I had taken kids to the Grand Rapids Children's Museum before. I had gone a couple times in college for things.
Yeah, I went. Yep.
Even just went there, I'm sure with family members and stuff, but it's still there. It's still great. It's got an awesome exhibit right now with the illustrator Mo Willems. Yep.
Yes.
My kids love the Elephant and Piggy books, and don't let the pigeon.
The pigeon books.
Ride the bus. Don't let the pig make the pigeon take a bath.
Needs a bath. Yes.
And all that stuff. So it was so cute. That temporary exhibit.
All the boys really had a good time.
They really did. It was perfect. Like we went. It was super snowy in Grand Rapids this weekend.
Oh, man. It was like snowpocalypse.
They got just absolutely slammed with snow. It was crazy, but despite all that, it was a fun little time there that we had when we went. Just spending time together as a family and seeing some cool stuff and letting the kids play, and yeah, it was a good time. So that sponsored my Saturday afternoon. So
valid. It was so good. Let's see what's sponsoring my life right now. Oh, so many things. Shoot, I
have so many things. I'm speechless.
I had a bunch, and now I'm like stuck. It was like what?
Detroit Cookie Company.
Yes, there it is. Yes. So what's sponsoring my life is the Detroit Cookie Company. Again, we did a big trip out to Grand Rapids, had a bunch of meetings, we met with some people, we got to spend a ton of time with family, the boys got to be with their cousins, and that was awesome. But on our way out, we happened to drive past the Grand Rapids 28th Street location of the Detroit Cookie Company. It's not just the one, because we've celebrated them before. There's one over by the zoo in Detroit.
Over in Ferndale, yeah.
And we're like, yes, this is the best one, but they have a second location. They have 3 locations.
They have a couple more than 3. I know they have an Ann Arbor location, and they have a Grand Rapids location, and they have the Ferndale location, but I'm pretty sure they're either opening up or have opened up another location, and I can't remember where it is.
Detroit Cookie Company, spreading like wildfire, and we checked out another location. We've been there once before, and they just continue to bring the awesome. It was so good. We were munching on some delicious
Their holiday
cookies.
flavors are crazy. I didn't get the holiday cookies because I wasn't sure if the kids would eat them, but they had like a sweet potato casserole one that I really wanted to try.
Oh, I don't know if I'd like that.
It sounded so good, but I love sweet potatoes. It just sounded so good, but they have so many good flavors. I think probably still my favorite one is that raspberry cheesecake with Oreo pieces in it.
See, and I love that. I don't even remember what it's called. Peanut Butter Mountain or
Peanut Butter Volcano.
Volcano, that's right. And it's just an irresponsible amount of peanut butter topped on top of a delicious cookie covered in chocolate.
I don't know. That banana pudding one is simple, but
yes,
so good.
The banana pudding. I like the brookie, the one that's half brownie, half cookie, or whatever. It's like brownie
Bro
pieces.
cookie.
Bro cookie. That's what it's called. just, I mean,
they have amazing
the
flavors.
flavor combination. What was that one with the raspberry? And it was like they must have put jelly or something.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The raspberry cheesecake with Oreo pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good. Like
Detroit Cookie Company has got it going on, and I believe they ship and deliver. So
they do. They
check
ship.
It out.
They do, absolutely.
Why don't we get paid? 'Cause we're such good advertisers.
I know. It's mostly food, so we eat a lot.
I'm very passionate about food.
I am too.
Oh man! All right, so let's keep talking. Let's shift over to Christmas and that holiday chaos. I cannot make it through a Christmas season without using the word chaos. I say it every single year. Look at the chaos of this season. The kids in the youth group used to make fun of me for that. They're like, "You say chaos too much." And I'm like,
I don't think I've ever heard you use the word chaos.
What?
I've heard you use bonkers a lot lately, which just makes me cringe a little, but I haven't heard you use the word chaos.
I use chaos all the time. I talk about everything. We're doing a whole sermon series this year. It's called Crazy Christmas Chaos.
Oh, I don't know if I'm excited or sad.
I love it.
I know.
I love it.
You really like alliteration, and it doesn't always work.
Oh, it's gonna be a fun series. There's just so much going on,
and it's chaos.
It's almost chaotic, but it's like I didn't even know how to describe this. It's all good stuff. So it's like I shouldn't complain. It's like, yeah, we get to do a ton of awesome stuff. But even when everything you're doing is fun, it's just too much.
Yeah,
sometimes.
there's a lot.
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, it does.
I don't know. And we have this like compulsion. I feel like so many of us had such a wonderful Christmas experiences as children that we are like obsessed with trying to recapture that feeling. And I feel like we're trying to manufacture moments. Does that make sense? Like
it does.
We're trying to like cultivate. It's like I am so desperate that I have to feel what I felt when I was a little kid in the wonder, and then my kids have to feel that way, and I think we end up stressing ourselves out.
I was reading this thing one time that was like, your kids aren't necessarily going to remember the ornate decorations that you had out, or like all of the amazing Christmas cookies that you had, or all the crazy stuff that you did, or the amazing gifts that you gave. They will remember spending time with you.
Valid.
And I'm
That's
like,
perfect.
that is 100% the way I've like started to view Christmas. I mean, as a kid, like when Liam was a baby, I was like, oh my gosh, we have to get him this, we have to get him this, we have to do this, we have to do this. It's gonna be so great.
Pictures
all
with
this
Santa,
stuff.
we gotta have first moments.
Well, I mean, we don't do Santa, but I definitely didn't take pictures with Santa. But like, we did have like a lot of stuff that we tried to do. And then, when Amos was born, it was like, oh my gosh, we have to do this, and we have family jammies. And I've really enjoyed the family jammies thing. Like, not family now, we just do the boys because jammies are really expensive. And when you have 4 children, matching jammies are really hard to find and buy, and it gets pricey. But there are some traditions which I'm like, it's simple and it works and it's just fun. Like, we just enjoy it, and we don't have to do all of the things. Like, we enjoy looking at Christmas lights. Now, maybe we don't make it to Rochester to see the lights again this year, or maybe we don't get a chance to, do certain things. But like we went to the zoo lights. That's kind of an expensive tradition. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's fun.
But there are just some things where I'm like, it's simple, and the kids just really enjoy it, and they have fun together, like making our gingerbread house, or
Well, and I mean, we're doing just a ton of stuff at the church. We got the pageant, and we got the musical stuff, and then there's this weirdness about. So this year, like in our tradition, at least in the current church we're in, we do the Christmas Eve service, and that's pretty normal. We always have a Christmas Eve service, but Christmas Day falls on a Sunday, and so everyone's like, "Well, what do we do?" Because Christmas Day is pretty sacred as a family event, right? Most people do the classic like. You get up, you do presents, you do time with family. Maybe you go to family's house or something, do more presents or a meal or something together. But like, church doesn't really fit into that very easily for a lot of people. And so having church on, like, some people are like, well, you should just cancel. But it's like Sunday. And it's, so I think it's interesting to see, like, as a pastor, I'm looking at what other churches are doing. I know some have straight up canceled, and some have said, you can't ever cancel. And I've like kind of heard it both ways. We decided to have service, but it's going to be pretty chill. We're going to like, I like our little plan. We're going to have kind of a cozy thing with story time and a hymn sing, which is like people call out their favorite hymns. We're just going to do like Christmas songs for a big chunk of the morning. I haven't done those
since I was in like high school.
I know, they're fun, and we haven't done one since we've been here, and we'll probably do like a story time instead of a message, and that'll be really cool.
That'll be cool.
for the like 10 people who come on Christmas morning.
You know, we're gonna make up 6 of those people. So
Yep, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, hey, this is perfect. It's a nice short episode, and I don't know. I just hope everybody has a great holiday season. Stay safe. If you're doing the Black Friday shopping, I think it's gotten a little better because it got so terrible that people are like, okay, we got to scale it back. It's too much and it's too crazy. So if you do that, if it's a family tradition, awesome. Just stay safe out there and don't get totally trampled. It used to be like a problem. And we just hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving and a wonderful start to your Christmas season, and we will be back next week.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to say?
Thanks so much to Music Town for the use of our theme song. Don't forget to check us out on all those social media.
Yeah, and find us on Spotify and Apple. Leave us a review. 5 stars. Obviously, we put so much time and effort into these. We do love making this, and I hope you enjoy it. And so if you guys want to check us out, that helps the algorithm and more people to find this goofy Christian content. Are you ready with the mom joke of the week?
Yes, I have a seasonally appropriate joke too.
There we go. The only
All right.
prepared thing in the entire podcast episode.
So why don't you ever see Santa in a hospital?
I don't know.
Because he has private elf care.
That's really bad.
I know, it was pretty grown worthy. All right, take care everyone. See you next week.